Welcome to this June 15th edition of What's Happening in Crypto with CryptoLark, broadcasting to you from New Zealand and bringing you all of the latest. Today we're talking about the SEC, why Western Union was not impressed with XRP, net neutrality, and so much more. And make sure to stick around till the end to see the winners of the Elastos giveaway and to find out about next week's exciting giveaway. Looking at the markets here first, $6,650 for Bitcoin. It's up 4.5% in the last 24 hours. Woo! Of course, that masks the fact that it's still down like 10% on the 7-day. And of course, we are only just above the year's all-time lows, which have happened recently. The market is still in a pretty brutal phase, even though, of course, we have a bit of green, which is better than more red, without a doubt. First big story of the day, SEC official pushes back on claims that Ether is a security. So this is indeed, the SEC has come out and said Ethereum is not a security, which is fantastic. A lot of people had been worrying about this. We've seen a lot of statements from the SEC recently, with the SEC chairman the other day saying, well, Bitcoin is definitely not a security, but he didn't say Ethereum. Now they've come out and said Ethereum is not a security. What does that mean? Why is it important? Ethereum actually was an ICO quite a while ago, and you may see comments like this, which was only made 2 days ago, that he says, I don't know how to be much more clear than I can be. ICOs are securities. Remember, at one point Ethereum was an ICO, but I think what their real focus is now is on new ICOs that are coming out, that are making promises of returns and all these different things. I think it's going to be a really tricky regulatory landscape within the USA as far as ICOs go, and I think this situation is going to continue for quite a long time. But it's important that they've come out and said that Ethereum is not a security, because if Ethereum was a security, they would want to have some kind of oversight into it and get their claws into it, essentially, and potentially screw with it, and that would really mess up the crypto markets without a doubt. So it's nice to see them putting that categorization onto it, even though we would still like to have some more freedom with ICOs, without a doubt. Western Union's CEO was not impressed by the Ripple trial. Does not see Bitcoin replacing fiat. He comes out and says, we are always criticized that Western Union is not cost efficient, blah, 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 but we did not see the part of the efficiency yet during our tests. The practical matter is that it's still too expensive, he said, without going into detail. Now, Ripple hit back on this, actually, and said that Western Union had only used XRP for 10 transactions. So that doesn't really sound like much of a trial run. It seems to me, and this is just a bit of speculation, like the guys at Western Union were kind of against it anyway. Maybe tried it out a couple of times, that, whatever, don't care, don't want to do it, or whatever it came down to. But it doesn't seem like they actually really tried it. They're 6 months into the test, and they've only tested it 10 times. That's ridiculous. You'd think if they're running an actual test, and this Western Union's massive, they do hundreds of thousands of transactions monthly, if not millions of transactions monthly, and it's absolutely crazy that they've only done such a small amount of transactions using XRP. So unfortunate for XRP that Western Union didn't take it more seriously, but that is the story indeed. Coinbase Index Fund has opened. Woo! If you are an accredited American investor and you'd like to invest between $250,000 and $20 million with the Coinbase, you can do that. Great. Now, this may not be so applicable for most of the audience here. However, this does invite bigger investors into cryptocurrency who may have otherwise been not so comfortable putting $10 million into an exchange, for example. Forget the prices. Ethereum is offering a different value in Afghanistan. This is about young women coders. There is a non-profit called Code to Inspire, teaching women in Afghanistan to write code. They've partnered up with the guys over at Bounties Network to help these young coders get bounties paid out in Ethereum. So many different use cases for cryptocurrencies and blockchain when it comes to social impact. Net neutrality rules end today. This is a devastating blow for, I guess, internet freedom when it comes down to it. And I know a lot of you probably heard about net neutrality so many times, and we thought we were finished with it, but then it's been turned around. It's a constant battle. You have to remember that the people who want to end net neutrality rules have an infinite supply of money and have whole teams of people who their entire job is to lobby politicians and to push for these things to happen. Activists who have to work 9-to-5 jobs or 2 jobs because of the economy, well, they don't really have time to devote to fighting these mega corporations who are trying to take away your freedoms. A lot of people look and go, well, yeah, but they're not going to abuse their powers. It's okay. The big corporations, they've always done well by me, and really? Okay. Reality check on that one, but the reality of it is that they're now going to be able to do things like throttle certain sites. So if there's a competitor to their business model, crush. They can also, of course, now demand more money from some of these businesses as well. Nothing good about this overall. It is a worrying trend without a doubt. Motherboard calls it a nightmare combination for consumers with the AT&T Time Warner merger. The internet needs to be a free place. And these kind of deals make the internet a place of giant business, of giant corporation. The great part is that we have all of these blockchain-based projects who are trying to address this exact issue. So many of them are coming out, and it's really encouraging to see so much interest from the community in these projects. We have the Noya Network ICO coming up. We have the NKN, new kind of network, which has just come out of ICO. We have Substratum, which has been around for a while. We have Skycoin, which has been around for a while. We have MadeSafe. We have so many different projects that are trying to make a new internet. An internet that is free of censorship, because I'm telling you, with the big corporations in charge, we're going to have a censored internet. If you don't think that they're going to crush their competition and charge more to the end user and more to the websites, you're wrong. That's exactly what they're going to do, because it improves their bottom line. On to our next story. The EOS blockchain is now officially live. It lives. It lives. Now, 15% of token holders have voted to establish the 21 elected block producers. Blockchain has been launched. That's actually a worryingly small percentage of people voting. So that's 15% of token holders, actually 15% of tokens, not of token holders. That could have actually only been a few percent of actual token holders, but 15% of registered tokens needed to vote to elect the block producers. And I would imagine that many of the block producers themselves would have a decent stake in this game. So a rather undemocratic process, unfortunately. And it's an interesting experiment in democracy on the blockchain. Unfortunately, it's hard to get people to turn out to national elections, let alone to something like this where the rules weren't, I think, conveyed to people clearly enough, and the necessity to do this wasn't conveyed to people clearly enough, and the fact that this was going to happen wasn't conveyed to people clearly enough. Could have gone a lot better, but nevertheless, EOS is up and running. Apple blocks crypto mining apps on its products. Good thing? Bad thing? Hard to say. It's good because a lot of crypto mining apps can potentially be malicious, but it's bad on the flip side because maybe you have your Electronium wallet, for example, and you want to have your simulated mining experience on your Apple phone. Well, that's probably not going to be allowed anymore. The guys over at Horizon State have a very exciting announcement. Great milestone today, the request from a government to submit a proposal for running a national election asked exclusively of Horizon State. We have to wait for this to be signed and all this, but wow, that's really massive. If Horizon State's actually got a country signed on for a national election, huge. On to our next one. Crypto Curve partners with WanChain to become the front end of WanChain. Now, this is an ICO that's actually going to be coming up on WanChain. Nice to see them cementing their partnership and actually coming together for a closer union. Crypto Curve, very interesting ICO that will be coming up here in a few months. Grayscale will be adding Zencash. Curious. Grayscale's been really, I guess, adding a lot of these kind of exciting community-driven projects like Zencash, like Ethereum Classic, like Zcash, for example. Really cool to see that being added into their investment products. That is their 9th one that they have added on. William Shatner, the Star Trek dude. He's got a new enterprise, solar-powered Bitcoin mining farm. But in southern Illinois, not in space, guys. Not in space. Now, it's kind of cool that this is happening. I think solar-powered Bitcoin mining is a freaking great idea. But does Captain Kirk need to be involved? I guess so. He makes a good frontman. He's famous and people listen to him. Cool. Why not? Okay, on to our next bit here. Thank you everyone for the music submissions. We got an overwhelming response. I gotta keep it real. I'm not gonna be able to respond to everybody individually, but for all the people who submitted music, thank you so much. Watch out for your music to be featured on a live stream in the future, so you can keep an eye out for that. Quick public service advisory. Always beware of fakes and scammers. There has been an email going around from cryptolark@gmail.com. That is not me. That is a scammer. Apparently he is promising some 1% a day kind of BitConnect sounding thing. Keep safe out there, guys. And finally, it is time to give away some Elastos. Thanks again to the guys over at Elastos for giving me some Elastos to give away to you guys. So this is for 5 Elastos. Who is it going to be in to win? Zach Blue Lark, you are huge today. Thank you for the videos. Absolutely. Who is our second winner gonna be? Elastos to the Moon by Nos. 5 Elastos for both of the YouTube comment winners. We also have 3 winners for the retweet competition. So who is it gonna be over on Twitter? Daniel, that is 2 Elastos coming to you. Who is up next? Colin, that is 2 Elastos coming to you. And one more. Milano, that is 2 Elastos coming to you. Congratulations to all of the winners. For next week's giveaway, the guys from ZPIN have given me 15,000 ZPIN tokens to give away to you guys. 3 ways to win. 2,500 ZPIN tokens for 2 winners on Twitter. All you have to do is retweet it. 2,500 ZPIN for 2 different winners. To comment on the ZPIN interview, thumbs up the video, leave your ZPIN address down below, and 2,500 ZPIN for 2 different winners over on Facebook for sharing the video. So you have to click that share button, like the video, and you'll be in to win 2,500 ZPIN. 6 chances to win next week. Great prizes. A massive thank you to the guys over at ZPIN for throwing some crypto my way to give to you guys. Thanks so much for watching the video. Help our community grow by sharing these videos around the internet. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. Comment down below. Let me know what you think about any of today's news stories. Join the conversation over on Twitter. Long live the blockchain, and peace out till next time.